Hey guys, so good to be with you tonight. We've got a great night lined up for you, and I just can't wait to introduce our speaker a little bit later. But tonight we're playing a game to kick things off, and that is Theme Thinker 2. Theme Thinker 2, why it's number 2, I have no idea. But the idea is this: you're gonna see some words on the screen, and you've got to guess kind of what's the theme based on the clues that are on the screen. So it might sound confusing, but I'll guide you through it. Okay, you ready for this first one? The first one is this. You've got 4 words: balloon, tire, lung, and mattress. Balloon, tire, lung, and mattress. What do they all have in common? What are these things? They're things that what? Blank. So I'm gonna give you 60 seconds and then we'll come back and see if you guys got this right. We'll do that right now. Awesome, guys, good job, good try on some of those, but these are things that you fill with air. Did you get it right? I imagine some of you did. Some of you were bright. All right, here's the second one: glacier, slug, lineup, and turtle. What do all these have in common? Glacier, slug, lineup, and turtle. Let us know in the comments. See which one of you guys are big brain. Hey guys, good job. I don't know if any of you got that. I know when I was doing it, I couldn't figure it out, but this one is things that move slowly. Glacier, turtle, slug. I should have known that. Okay, the next one. Ooh, this is a hard one. Roller coaster, airplane, elevator, and yo-yo. What is this one? I have a feeling, I think I know what this one is. Okay, here we go. Let's see it in the comments. Awesome job, and yes, I saw that one in the comments. Things that go up and down, and if you didn't get that one, I don't know what to say because that one was actually quite simple. Okay, moving on, here we go. These are good. Bug bite, insulation, allergies, and dry skin. This one's easy as well, but let's see it in the comments. What do they all have in common? What are they? Things that make you itchy. Yes, things that make you itchy. I don't know if you've ever touched insulation before, that fluffy white cotton candy looking stuff, but don't, because it's fiberglass and it gets in your skin and makes it entirely itchy. And allergies, man, allergies are the worst. Okay, here we go. Scarf, blanket, hat, mittens. Scarf, blanket, hat, mittens. Let's see it in the comments. Actually, I think it's this side. Yeah. Hunter with 10? Let's see it. Oh, okay, this is not what I thought. I thought it was things that keep you warm, but it's actually things that you knit. Things that you knit. You're not going to believe this, but I am currently getting a call from Andrew Nelson. And so just because we're on camera and we can, let's have a little bit of fun. Hey, Andrew, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. I'm actually in the middle of recording a sermon.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'll let you go then?
No, it's okay, man. What did you do today? You're on camera.
Wait, what? Wait, huh?
You're on camera right now for youth tomorrow night, or on Friday night.
Oh, wait, so are you, so you're recording, so, I don't know, so you're recording your sermon right now, and then you picked up your phone while I was calling you?
Yeah, and you're actually going to be included on Friday night because this is golden.
Oh, no, I don't think you should do that. I'll call you, what should I call you back?
I can call you on my way home if that's okay.
Sure, yes.
Now listen, Andrew, while I have you on the phone, what do these 4 things have in common? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Toilet paper, coins, tape, and wallpaper. What do they have in common? Toilet paper, coins, tape, and wallpaper.
Oh, man. I would say circles, but...
Circles, you know what? You're almost right, but listen, we're going to get the people to write it in the comments. Let us know what this has in common, and we'll chat to Andrew another time. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you shortly. All right, listen, Andrew got it wrong. He said, what did he say? Round or circle? But what it actually is things you can buy in a roll. And any of you guys that got that right, I'd be shocked. But if you did, congrats. We're going to keep going. Here we go. We don't have Andrew Nelson to help us. Fossils, potatoes, treasure, worms. Fossils, potatoes, treasure, or worms? Let us know in the comments. All right, we're talking fossils, potatoes, treasure, and worms. And just for fun, because of what Andrew just did, I thought it would be good to hear from someone else. And so we're going to give Nathan Timpson a call. I think hopefully he answers. Yo, my man, what's up?
What's up, man?
Listen, bro, I got an important question to ask you.
Yeah.
What do these 4 words have in common? You ready?
Yeah.
Fossils, potatoes, treasure, and worms. Fossils, potatoes, treasure, and worms.
Huh. I have
no clue, man. What?
Oh, come on. You got to come through. Like
Fossils, potatoes, treasure, and worms.
Yeah, what do they have in common? Like, do they share anything?
They all have vowels in them.
They all have vowels in them. Okay, yeah, no, good try. Well, listen, you failed today, but that's okay. I'll get you next time, okay?
All right, man.
All right, see ya. That's not the answer. They all have vowels in them. He clearly was not thinking outside the box. It's things you dig up. Here's another one. Hot tub, soda, fish tank, bath. Hot tub, soda, fish tank, and bath. All right, good job in the comments. And here's the answer. It's things with bubbles. Things with bubbles. I know some of you probably said, you know, they all hold liquid or whatever, but the answer, according to my computer, is they all have bubbles. Now, we're moving on to the next one, and that is this. What do all these have in common? It's shoes, hands, eyes, and socks. Shoes, hands, eyes, and socks. Shoes, hands, eyes, and socks. Say that fast, I dare you, in the comments. All right, we're gonna call Jackson McCrae to get the answer. Shoes, hands, eyes, and socks. Let's see if he answers.
Hey, Jordan.
Hey, dude, how's it going, man?
Doing good. I'm doing economics homework.
Economics, my man. Wow, you're smart, bro. Oh, hey, listen, man. I got an important question. It seems random, but I need your answer, okay? What do these four things have in common? Shoes, hands, eyes, and socks.
Oh, they come in pairs.
Boom! They come in pairs. Thanks so much, man. You are smart. You take economics and you know the answer. Hey, listen, good job, and we'll see you on Friday night. Peace.
Okay, see you on Friday night.
Awesome. They come in pairs. Well done, Jackson. You get a gift card, an imaginary one. Well done. Well, listen, that is all we have for tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. Shout out to Andrew, Nathan, and Jackson, who willingly participated without knowing. Good job. Listen, we're going to jump right into our sermon, and I am so excited to introduce to you Hunter Packlin, who's a good friend of mine, one of our students, and he's bringing you the word tonight about walking by faith and not by sight. Let's jump over there and hear what he has to say.
Hi guys, I hope you have all been having a good week. My name's Hunter Packlin, for those of you who don't know me. And today I'll be talking about walking by faith and not by sight. So I don't know about you guys, but recently we've all been wearing masks, and it almost feels weird and abnormal to be going out into public without one, since we've been doing it for what seems like forever now. And we can't see the virus. However, we're putting our trust into these masks to protect us from something that we can't see. We aren't necessarily always wearing the masks out of fear, but rather out of faith to protect us. 2 Corinthians 5:7 says, "Therefore, walk by faith and not by sight." Walking by faith and not by sight, it's something that I've heard my whole life growing up, and it's a line that we hear quite frequently. And we try to implement it into our lives. Like, it sounds pretty easy, but once we really get down to what it truly means, it's a lot more difficult than we might think. Walking by faith and not by sight means walking out into the unknown and having God direct your steps and your path daily as you trust Him and follow Him obediently. It means that we live a life like Joseph, which we have been talking about recently. Even when everything was taken from Joseph, when his brothers abandoned him, when he was in prison, he still clung on to God and trusted that God would bring him out of the storm, even when he couldn't see what was happening. Walking by faith and not by sight means stepping out of our comfort zone and allowing God to shake up our lives and shape it as to how He sees fit. So I'd just like to ask you guys and see in the chat, what are some things that bring you guys out of your comfort zone? I love seeing your comments in there. I know some of those would certainly take me out of my comfort zone as well. So back into it. Walking by faith and not by sight is not just merely the idea of believing that God exists, but actually following it and showing it through our daily actions, that we believe that there's a God and that he is trustworthy. This can make a real difference in the world. So that is what I'd like to talk to you guys about today, the idea of walking by faith and not by sight in every single aspect of our lives. By doing so, an unshakable faith will be formed within us, one that can move mountains and make a real impact on the world. However, it won't necessarily be easy all along the way. You may become tired of clinging onto this truth that you can't see right away. You may have lost friends who don't understand and share the same beliefs as you. However, at the end, it will be very rewarding. And guess what? You're not alone through this journey. First of all, each and every one of us has God walking along our sides through it all, as well as this entire youth group and myself embarking on the same journey with one another. God is looking for people who are willing to obey and follow him no matter the cost, no matter what the world thinks. He is looking for people who are willing to let go of everything that instills fear in them and let God take control, trusting that he has an abundant life planned and prepared for us. Matthew 22:14 states that, "For many are called, but few are chosen." That means that God has specifically called each and every single one of you here to be a part of his plan. He has specifically called us as a people that will allow him to alter and shake up our lives. He has chosen us to allow our faith to be put to the test. But the best part of these tests is that although they may be difficult at times, we have the assurance that God is walking right by our sides and will produce good out of whatever it may be. When life seems like it's out of control, God gives us the promise that he is still in control. Let me just say that again. When life seems like it is out of control, God remains in control. And by doing this, by putting us through these tests, he's building a stronghold within our lives. He's building our faith up, one that will be built up to shed light onto a world that is so in need of the gospel. He is building us up to be hope builders rather than fear spreaders through these times. For me, looking back about a year from now, last March when we first entered COVID and it was all new to us, a global pandemic, what do? Everyone was buying toilet paper. I can honestly say that I severely struggled with not looking to God first when life seemed out of control. I didn't understand why I lost certain friendships. I didn't understand as to why I wasn't getting answers for questions that I had. And to be honest, I didn't understand why God would let something as bad as a global pandemic happen and to cancel everything. I found myself with all these problems and questions, and I honestly just felt like my faith was spiraling downward with no hope. But then it hit me one day. I was stuck looking at how big my problems were, but had completely forgotten to look at how big our God is. And I think that the idea of looking at God as bigger than our problems is something that can be extremely beneficial to remember. It has helped me view my circumstances from a different perspective. So the first point that I'd like to make in living a life that involves walking by faith rather than sight is to look to God first in all your circumstances and know that he put you to the test and he will bring you through the test as long as we remain obedient. So breakthrough is coming, just wait. The next point that I want to move into is living out our faith outside of the church and youth group. Luke 9:23-24 states, "Then Jesus said to the crowd, 'If any of you wants to be my follower, you must give up your own way, take up your cross daily, and follow me. If you try to hang on to your life, you will lose it. But if you give up your life for my sake, you will save it.'" In these verses, Jesus is saying that in order to follow him, we must let go of our plans, our ideas, our ways daily, and grab onto his. He isn't just saying to take up the cross on a Friday night or a Sunday morning. He's saying take it up daily. And going back to that verse, 2 Corinthians 5:7, it says walk by faith. And walking is not something that you just do one day, but not the next. It's a daily occurrence, and we perform the action over and over every day. And our faith has to be the same. It must be a daily occurrence. And just like any habit that you want to build up, take for example working out. The first day it's hard, the second day it's even harder, but as you keep on working out, you will become stronger. And that is the same with our faith. As we continually walk by faith, daily, our faith will become stronger. And so over the past couple of months, we've been in lockdown again and haven't been able to meet at youth or church in person. And it's been tough. And personally for me, I miss worship a lot. So I'd like to see what you guys miss a lot about youth. I'd love to see your answers in the chat. I love seeing your answers in the chat. I can certainly resonate, and I miss a lot of things that you guys do as well. And so, youth and church were the days in person when we could catch up and talk about God and easily share what He's been doing within our lives. When we're surrounded by fellow believers, it's easy to talk about God and share His good news. However, in these times of a lockdown, it can be difficult to navigate our faith outside of church and determine where our faith truly stands outside of church and youth group. Because it's easy to talk about God and worship God when we know people will be accepting of it. But what do we do when kids in our schools or at work may look at us differently because of our faith? And trust me, I've been there. I've struggled a lot in the past with the idea of people looking at me differently because I believe in God. I've struggled with standing up for my faith when I'm questioned about it. And I feel like this is really similar to the idea of wearing a mask. If we were walking by sight, then it would be extremely silly and look weird to be wearing a mask because we can't see the virus or any symptoms, so why are you doing it? However, we have entrusted these masks to protect us. And it's the same, and we must put that same trust that we put in masks in God to protect us and be with us through it all. It's not always easy, but we have to live our lives according to God's promises rather than clinging on to the things and ways of the world. We are currently living in a world and generation that more frequently puts its value and faith in objects and money rather than it does in purpose and faith. And I think that this is something that's very important to understand, because if we are living for Jesus, then we are running a very different race from the people around us. You see, the things that the world considers valuable and important aren't exactly the things that God always considers valuable and important. And this is the exact reason as to why we can't compare ourselves and our values to those of the people around us. And unlike a normal race where there's a start and finish line, the Christian life is a race that lasts a lifetime. And personally for me, I believe that accepting Christ is the start of the race, and eternity is the finish line, with a number of obstacles and times where you'll feel down and like there's no hope, but you have to keep on pushing for that end goal of eternity. It's a marathon of small steps in faith. Your faith doesn't have to be any drastic changes right away, but rather have steady and slow progress so that you don't get stuck in that place of a lukewarm faith. As a reminder, I just love thinking about the song, My Testimony, and when it says, if I'm not dead, then you're not done. We still have time to take that next step, to push forward and keep our race going. But in order to push forward, we must let go of the things and people that are behind us and are holding us back. We must have our eyes fixed on the finish line and eternity, rather than what may be going on around us. Runners don't win races by looking backwards all the time. It actually slows them down. They have to keep their eyes focused towards the finish. And it's the same with us. We can't change what happened yesterday, but we can certainly do a lot about what is happening moving forward. So don't let people or situations distract you from running for God, and don't let others hold you back from seeking His approval. Philippians 3:12-14 states, "Not that I already have obtained all this, or have already arrived at my goal, but I press on to take hold of that for which Christ Jesus took hold of me. Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it, but one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead. I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. And here Paul is saying he hasn't obtained eternity yet. He has to keep on pushing on. He has to keep firm in his faith until he reaches his goal and wins the prize for which God has called him to. So that second point is that if we truly want to be followers of Jesus, we have to be willing to take that next step, take that extra step in our faith, and step out into a world that can sometimes seem so hostile towards Christians. And we have to be willing to share the good news. We have to be willing to let our actions reflect our faith, because when we begin to do this, people will begin to see the good news in and through us, which initiates conversations in which we can shed light into their worlds. I would encourage all of us to just take a brief look at our faith and Christian life outside of the church and kind of give it a bit of a review, seeing where we stand. Look at where you may be struggling and where you're doing good. And look at what is holding you back from not merely believing in God, but truly following in Him. So just to conclude and tie things together here, I believe that walking by faith and not by sight is a saying that we shouldn't take lightly, and that we should really make a valiant effort to live by. I think that by living a life in which we walk by faith, no matter the circumstance or situation, good or bad, will help in not only drawing us closer to God, but also in bringing others closer to Him as well. So it is my prayer that when we come up against certain problems that we don't understand right away, that we would look at how big our God is before we look at how big our problems may be. I hope that we would realize that God is with us through it all and won't ever abandon us. I also hope that we would have the faith to take that leap of faith, take that next step into the world with a bold, reflectant faith through our actions and words that will shine brightly into the world and make an impact in our schools and communities and draw people closer to God. So as we go into our daily lives, I encourage you to cling on to this verse of walking by faith and not by sight. It may not always be easy, but it is certainly rewarding.